ESP. Psychedelics. Somebody should write a book about it. And somebody did. Let me introduce you to Otherworlds by David Luke, Psychedelics, and Exceptional Human Experiences. This is a great book because David Luke is a respected researcher in the psychedelic world. You can see lots of his lectures online. He's widely heard on the psychedelic circuit. And he's also very interested in how these things are linked to extrasensory phenomena and all of that kind of wild stuff that goes far back into human history. So this is a great collection because he goes through his own experiences, which is nice to hear from a scientist, as well as an overview of all of the scientific studies that have been done around this stuff, and there's a good number of those, as well as how this plays into what we know about how religions have used psychedelics and what we now know of ESP and that kind of related stuff. So the first thing to say is, if you're into psychedelics, leave a comment if you've had anything like this, because apparently, according to surveys, over half of people who have taken some kind of psychedelic have had these kind of experiences. And the experiences include telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, synesthesia, probably the most common, extra-dimensional perception, entity encounters, also very common. If you're into DMT, it's easy. Interspecies communication, another DMT thing. Possession, which I've seen more on the religious side. Out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, and so on and so forth. So this happens to a lot of people. He said at this rate, of the people who have taken psychedelics in the US, that means there's probably 16 million people have had experiences like that, which makes sense. It's something you hear and read about a lot from people who are experienced. And he goes over how most of the founders of the field have some kind of belief in this ESP kind of stuff. In fact, Dr. Albert Hofmann, who first synthesized LSD, said, if you're a scientist who's not a mystic, you're not really a scientist, which is an interesting way to go about it. The last thing I want to say about this is what a interesting cat David Luke must be. I really want to get him on my podcast to talk about this stuff, but he designed his own experiment where he took a whole bunch of mescaline and had a computer program set up where he tried to visualize what was coming into his field. And then he would watch a bunch of video clips that he had arranged that would come out chosen randomly from hundreds he had put into a thing. And he was amazed about how spot on his precognition of the videos that were about to be shown to him were. It's not perfect proof, but it's certainly a testament to human endeavors, if nothing else. So this is a really well-written book. He happens to also be an excellent writer, and it's all fascinating stuff. So I can't speak more highly of Otherworlds by David Luke.